Hello and welcome everyone to my channel here at Commaik. Today, I want to show you how I set up my Hunter irrigation system. Make it thoroughly and completely ready for winter and ensure it is frost-proof. I will show you how I get the water out of the pipes. I use compressed air for that. I'll show you how I implement the whole process now. Please continue to stay tuned. Winter is just around the corner, and indeed the first frost has been announced. It's time to prepare the garden for the cold season and make sure it is adequately prepared. The pool is already winterized, and I have also finished the lawn. The lawn robot has also been winterized in the basement. You can find all the individual videos on how to winterize these devices on my channel. Today I will carefully, efficiently, and meticulously prepare my Hunter irrigation system for winter. The irrigation system is still running water, as you can see here. How I quickly and efficiently get the water out of the pipes, I will show you that here in the video. First, a brief recap. The sprinklers you see here are just a part of my system. In total, I have installed approximately 18 sprinklers and 6 irrigation circuits. There are numerous various different, effective, and reliable ways to efficiently get the water out of the pipes. A simple and efficient method is drainage valves. The drainage valves are installed directly into the water pipes. For this, all water pipes need a slope that is suitable for the entire system, connections, components, and other related components. At the lowest point, you install the drainage valve. Every time the irrigation system completes its cycle, briefly, pipes are automatically drained. The system is empty and you have no problems with frost in winter at all. The disadvantage of this variant, at least in my opinion, you must regularly check whether the valves also work. I've heard some terrible things about that. For example, the valves do not function properly because they are clogged through sand, soil, and dirt. This keeps the valves permanently closed. Or the valves are likely stuck and thus wide open. This leads to very valuable water being wasted. I chose a different way. I just empty the pipes with compressed air, and then I have connected a compressed air compressor, and it is now fully operational and running smoothly. That will apply pressure to the water out of the individual circuits in order to effectively... Before I show you the details, I will first please completely shut off the water. You see one of my distribution boxes here. I carefully close the first circuit by hand. You see the sprinklers are disappearing back into the ground. Here is a first hint. At these individual valves here, specifically as you can see, there is additional information about them in this context, and observe clearly. There is the possibility without major modifications to the system to properly and securely connect the compressed air adapters. This is how you can introduce compressed air into the pipe system. I chose a different method. I currently have on my supply line exactly what you see here. Installed the compressed air adapter with utmost precision. The faucet is closed. I have 2 more faucets in the house, which I also make sure to turn off completely. Here comes my very second important tip. Ensure that the compressed air is not allowed to enter the house network system. This is crucial to prevent any potential damage or malfunction that could occur if the air were to infiltrate the internal network of the house. The compressed air undoubtedly finds all possible paths. The compressed air can also enter the house through the house connection, and in the worst case, in case you are directing contaminated water into your household network, here indeed a system separator assists. Just pay attention to what the local water suppliers require so that you don't run into any trouble. For drainage, I use an electric compressor. It has already served me well many times. It will be thoroughly cleaned again after this action, and also made it carefully ready for winter. I can easily adjust the air pressure at the outlet on the left side of the compressor, and I can do this efficiently and precisely. I will set the pressure to 6 bar. In my personal opinion, that is my recommendation. It should not be more than that at all, to avoid damaging the pipes. The compressor has a delivery capacity of approximately 400 liters. I cannot assess whether he can really achieve that, but from using compressed air nailing to spray painting, it has served me well. This simple spiral hose is sufficient for blowing out. I don't really need that much air to actually vent the system. I will now charge the air compressor. After that, I will set the pressure to 6 bar and connect the hose to the irrigation system. The compressed air hose is connected, but I will leave the valve closed for now, at this particular moment, because I will firstly open the individual solenoid valves one by one. I turn to the left by hand. At the second solenoid valve, I also make a half turn. Anyone who has been paying close attention to my videos over the summer will know I do not need to open the third valve. This water line is currently not in use. Now I am just going to open this valve. The compressed air flows in very slowly. For this video, I will slightly shorten the process a bit. Basically, I just let the compressed air run until the air noise stops. This can easily take 2 to 3 minutes. Then the solenoid valves are closed again and I go to my second box. There the valves are also opened and the compressed air is blown in. The entire process takes for my 18 irrigation valves. And my 6 irrigation circuits, which usually take about 20 minutes, the effort for me is not that great as I literally only open the valves carefully one by one. My third tip: the compressor you are currently using should ensure it is properly and efficiently. It should be an electric compressor, and you should install an oil separator in the compressed air line. This is how oil and condensate are filtered out beforehand, in the process and efficiently. Otherwise, oil would be blown into the irrigation pipes with compressed air. Of course, you don't want that. You don't want an oil film on your lawn. The environmental aspect must also be taken into account. Therefore, please make sure to properly use an oil separator. There are also small compressors. They are about the size of a handbag. I have one too, already seen. You can of course use them as well. The performance of these small compressors is of course not quite as high. You cannot drain multiple irrigation circuits at once with them. You must then blow out the irrigation circuits one by one. While the upper irrigation circuit is still currently being drained, I went to the second valve box, and then, as you know, I have already completely drained the water from the kitchen faucet. I will now carefully open the valves here, and then this area is approximately 1 meter deeper than the upper area. In this section, I am going to carefully and gradually open each of the valves by hand. This process involves turning each valve individually, ensuring that they are opened in a controlled manner to maintain safety and precision throughout the operation. Now I can indeed close the valves at the first valve box again. The performance of my compressed air compressor is not sufficient to blow out all 6 irrigation circuits simultaneously at once. Note number 4. Don't forget any very important piping. I have a separate water pipe right over here, as you can see, because I want to expand my irrigation system at this point. Here I have carefully removed the end piece and then the blind cap. There is a slight slope present, but the compressed air also affects the last remnants of water are blown out. Once this line is empty, we go back again to the second irrigation circuit. This faucet on the left, as you can see in the image, which is currently being shown to you right now in this video, supplies the line that you just saw and is clearly visible to everyone watching this presentation at this moment in time. The faucet is closed, otherwise the compressed air would escape there. Now the compressed air can essentially be directed through the solenoid valves to the other 4 water circuits. It will certainly be distributed. Here we go, indeed. Here, I also let it run for a while until no water comes out of the sprinklers. Now I'm going to commence a second run at the upper valve box in just a moment. This is how backflow water is completely and thoroughly blown out. I am done. I have completed all 6 irrigation circuits and all 18 Sprenger drained. The compressed air sprayed the water out. I can now be absolutely and completely sure, without a single doubt, that there is no water in the pipes. and that the frost in winter does not damage the pipes. Note number 5. The pipes, valves, and faucets remain open throughout the winter. This safely and efficiently allows the condensate to properly drain. I also usually leave the faucets in my distribution boxes open. The solenoid valves also remain open. If condensate collects, it can potentially run off downwards and would drain all the water through this solitary water pipe, which is not yet connected at this point in time. The valves remain open with a slightly half-turn, and I have actually done that, in fact, during the last winters. Conclusion: there were no extreme winters, but we did have frost. Ground frost for several weeks. As expected, I have had no problems at all. The system started up without any issues in the spring. I can highly recommend it to you. Please remember to take the irrigation computer out of operation. Not that anything significant or noteworthy happens in particular. I am done here. I have drained my lawn irrigation system. If you enjoyed my video, I would of course appreciate a like and a little subscribe. If you have questions, comments, or criticism, please use the comment function. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Until then, goodbye.